Sometimes, life becomes heavy quietly, not always through something obvious, not always through one big moment, but slowly, over time. Stress builds. Waiting stretches longer than expected. Disappointment arrives in small pieces, and silence becomes louder than words. You still wake up. You still do what you need to do. You still show up for others. But inside, something feels tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep can fix, but the kind that comes from carrying thoughts, questions, and emotions that no one else can see. And in those moments, many people begin to wonder, why is this happening? Why is it taking so long? Why do I feel stuck? But later on, many people realize something powerful, that the Bible was not only written for peaceful seasons, but also for seasons like this. Seasons of waiting, seasons of uncertainty, seasons of silence, seasons where strength feels low, but faith is still being formed quietly. Because even when life feels unclear, God is not absent. And often, what feels like confusion today is actually preparation for tomorrow. So before you overthink the season you are in, here are 10 Bible truths that bring peace in hard times. First, delays are not always denial. Sometimes the hardest part of life is waiting. Waiting for healing, waiting for answers, waiting for change. But the Bible repeatedly shows that delay does not always mean abandonment. Some blessings arrive later because preparation takes time. God's timing often protects people from receiving things too early, and many people realize later what felt like rejection was actually redirection. Second, peace is more valuable than attention. As people grow older, their priorities begin to change. Attention becomes less important. Peace becomes more important. The Bible teaches that a calm spirit has great value. Not every argument deserves a response. Not every opinion deserves access to your emotions. Sometimes protecting peace is wiser than proving a point. Third, silence can protect energy. Maturity changes reactions. You begin realizing that silence saves energy. Not every battle deserves your attention. Not every misunderstanding needs explanation. Some people argue endlessly, others quietly protect their peace. And often, silence becomes strength. Fourth, waiting develops patience. Nobody enjoys waiting, but waiting seasons often shape character. Patience is not weakness, it is emotional endurance. The Bible teaches that endurance develops strength, wisdom, and deeper faith. Some of the strongest people were built during seasons where nothing seemed to happen. Fifth, God still works in quiet seasons. One of the most difficult feelings is wondering if God is silent. But silence does not mean absence. Seeds grow underground, long before anything becomes visible. And many seasons in life work the same way. Even when you cannot see progress, God may still be preparing something behind the scenes. Sixth, boundaries protect peace. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your energy. Some people only bring confusion, drama, or negativity. The Bible teaches wisdom about guarding the heart, and sometimes peace increases when distance increases. Healthy boundaries are not cruelty, they are protection. Seventh, discipline builds strength. Strong futures are often built quietly, through small habits, consistency, self-control. Discipline rarely feels exciting in the beginning, but over time, small, repeated actions can completely change a life. The Bible teaches that self-control creates stability, wisdom, and strength. Eighth, faith grows during uncertainty. Faith becomes deepest when clarity disappears. Anyone can feel confident when life makes sense, but difficult seasons reveal whether trust still remains during uncertainty. Sometimes God removes certainty so faith can grow deeper, and often understanding arrives later. Ninth, not everyone belongs in your life. One painful lesson in life is realizing some people were only temporary. Not everyone is meant to walk beside you forever. Some relationships drain peace, others strengthen it. Wisdom means learning who brings calm into your life and who only brings noise. And protecting your peace sometimes requires letting go. 10th, you are not forgotten. Hard seasons can make people feel invisible, forgotten, overlooked, emotionally exhausted. But throughout Scripture, God continually reminds people. He sees, He remembers. He has not abandoned them, even when answers take time. You are not forgotten, even when life feels uncertain. Your story is still unfolding. And sometimes the chapter that feels hardest becomes the chapter that changes everything. Life will still have difficult seasons. There will still be moments where answers feel delayed, where emotions feel heavy, and where the future feels unclear. But peace often begins when people stop trying to control every outcome and start trusting that even difficult seasons can carry purpose. Sometimes the waiting is building patience. Sometimes the silence is protecting your energy. Sometimes the uncertainty is strengthening your faith. And sometimes the season that feels the hardest is quietly preparing you for the strongest version of yourself. The Bible reminds us that growth rarely feels comfortable in the beginning, but pressure can shape people. Waiting can deepen wisdom, and quiet seasons can bring people closer to God than comfort ever did. So if life feels heavy right now, do not lose hope. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, and your story is not over. Because often, the chapters people struggle through the most become the chapters they later understand the deepest. And maybe today, you simply needed this reminder. God still sees the destination, even when you cannot understand the path. If this video brought you peace, encouragement, or reminded you that you are not alone, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who may need this message, and subscribe to the channel for more quiet wisdom, Bible encouragement, and peaceful reminders for difficult seasons. And remember, sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is keep trusting God quietly, even before understanding arrives.